Crowds fill San Diego's beaches as the 4th of July weekend gets underway. The economic impact and what some people worry they'll find at the beach come Monday. A new study looks at members of the military who developed heart inflammation after getting vaccinated for COVID, why some doctors believe it may be tied to exercise. And from 3 tours in the Middle East to homeless on America's streets, now helping people and their dogs. The roller coaster journey that brought this veteran to a positively San Diego mission.
ABC 10 News at 6 starts now.
All right, it is the beginning of this holiday weekend for the 4th of July. This is a live look from our ABC 10 News Skycam on Mount Soledad, looking at La Jolla Shores. Down there, it is packed with people all afternoon. And good evening, I'm Steve Atkinson. This is the first major holiday for San Diegans and tourists to enjoy since COVID restrictions were lifted. Our ABC 10 News reporter Mimi Alcala joins us live from Mission Bay, where the crowds are good for the economy, Mimi, but they could create some problems as well.
They could, Steve, and as you mentioned, the beaches are already crowded today ahead of this weekend, which is so great for businesses, but some people are concerned about all of the trash that's expected to be left behind. The beaches are busy. Coronavirus restrictions have lifted, locals and tourists out enjoying the holiday weekend at Mission Beach. But with the 4th of July weekend here, others are preparing for what's to come on Monday.
July 5th has always meant one of the dirtiest, most polluted beach days of the year for us.
Many trash cans are out along the beach, but Alex Farron, chair of the San Diego chapter of the Surfrider Foundation, says some people still choose to ignore them. She says 6 different cleanups are already scheduled across San Diego County on the 5th.
The debris that we find as a result of the 4th of July is kind of what you'd expect. It's the result of a lot of picnics, a lot of barbecuing, it's a lot of food waste packaging, a lot of water bottles, a lot of beer cans, but primarily, it's a lot of plastic trash.
In 2018, she says Surfrider San Diego picked up more than 1,000 pounds of trash on July 5th. They're not only clearing out the mess, but documenting it, making sure people are aware of the pollution and plastic issues.
It's really hard to understand what's impacting our beaches unless we know exactly what's impacting our beaches. So this is a great tool for us to be able to help advocate for policy that will make a real impact in reducing what's affecting our environment.
She says the best thing everyone can do is to bring reusable items, then take them back home.
Easy, low-hanging fruit is a reusable water bottle. Packing your snacks ahead of time so that things aren't going to stay back here on accident. It's all stuff that you're going to bring home with you.
So, of course, the message there is to clean up before you leave the beaches, the bay, and the parks this weekend. Coming up at 7, we'll hear from a business that is finally rebounding after a tough 2020, but still facing some challenges. We're live in Mission Bay. Mimi Alcala, ABC 10 News.
Always challenges. Mimi, thank you. The sun will bear down on those beach crowds this weekend as well as temperatures do warm up. Our meteorologist Angelica Campos is here with a look at what to expect if you're heading out this weekend. Angelica.
Hi, Steve. Well, first, if you're swimming, rip currents will be a concern, so stay close to a lifeguard if possible. Temperatures are going to be on the rise, especially for Sunday, and humidity hasn't left yet, which is going to continue into tomorrow. The clouds you see over San Diego are a result of the moisture that's now streaming through the county. Temperatures right now close to 70 degrees in San Diego, 79 in Ramona. And as the moisture streams across the county, we're keeping a close eye on the possibility for a few pop-up showers, at least for today. And there is a slim chance for tomorrow. It looks like most of the activity is just south or closer to the border. But for the rest of the county, mountains and deserts, you're still okay. It is still dry. There's a chance we may see an isolated shower tomorrow, but humidity will be subsiding in the afternoon. Over the next 3 days, again, temperatures will be on the rise, especially for next week. Sunday, the warmer areas will be away from the coast. Coastal communities will see similar conditions. Also, the marine layer hasn't realized is July. I'll show you exactly what to expect hour by hour in our 7-day forecast.
Angelica, thank you. Also tonight, thousands of people, they are expected to watch the Big Bay Boom Sunday night. San Diego's fireworks show is returning for the first time since before the pandemic. We visited the crew yesterday as they began setting up along the Embarcadero. Fireworks will be launched from 4 barges around the bay. The 20-minute show begins Sunday night at 9 o'clock. Again, hundreds of thousands of people, they usually attend, so be ready for a lot of traffic on Sunday night. 10news.com is a great source if you are looking for fun ways of celebrating the 4th of July weekend. Just click on our Exploring San Diego section. Also tonight, a new study on the COVID-19 vaccines found more cases of heart inflammation than expected among members of our U.S. military. It is raising questions about the role of exercise. Our ABC 10 News anchor Derek Stahl is going in depth to explain why experts say the vaccine's benefits still greatly outweigh the risks.
From January through the end of April, the military administered 2.8 million doses of the vaccines from Pfizer and Moderna. A new study describes how 23 service members later developed chest pain and sought medical attention. Tests showed it was myocarditis.
Myocarditis is an inflammation of the heart muscle. And typically, this is seen in response to an infection.
Dr. Christian Ramers is with Family Health Centers of San Diego.
There's like 15 or 20 common offenders. Things like chickenpox can do it. Things like enteroviruses that cause infections in kids can do it.
Last week, the CDC said there was a likely link between a few hundred cases of heart inflammation and the vaccines, and the military study adds more evidence. They found all 23 cases were in men. All happened within 4 days of vaccination, and most happened after the second dose. When the researchers broke down the numbers after the second dose, they say they'd expect to find between 0 and 8 cases of myocarditis from other causes. Instead, they found 19.
The majority of people will not only get better, but they'll get better very quickly.
UCSF's Dr. Peter Chinhong says the condition often involves sharp chest pain or shortness of breath at first, but it usually resolves fast, a lot of times without treatment. Most of the military cases had no symptoms within a week. Doctors aren't sure why the condition is more common in boys and young men, but the cases in healthy, fit military members are renewing questions about the role of exercise.
People who develop myocarditis are told to avoid vigorous exercise for 3 to 6 months so the heart has time to heal. But some doctors are beginning to wonder if exercise just after vaccination could have an impact.
I think that raises a very important question is, do we recommend that people in this age range not exercise after they get the vaccine? I think it's an important question because there is data that if someone is experiencing myocarditis, they should not exercise because it can make it worse.
Why it's happening is still a mystery, but other studies have found nearly 1% of college and pro athletes infected with COVID develop this heart inflammation. That means infection poses a much higher risk of heart problems than vaccination.
If you want to get a risk, it's about anywhere in the order of 8 to 12 per million, which is a similar risk to drowning while swimming.
The military researchers say their study should not diminish overall confidence in vaccination. They say the risk of heart inflammation is low, it's typically not serious, and the vaccine's benefits are much greater. Derek Stahl, ABC 10 News.
The Defense Department says that 68% of active duty personnel have now gotten at least one dose of the vaccine, but the rates vary greatly among branches. The Navy has the highest vaccination rate at 77%. The Marine Corps has the lowest at 58%. The House passed an infrastructure bill last night that would fund more than $97 million in projects in San Diego County. We're taking an in-depth look at where that money would go to. The biggest chunk is $25 million for the new so-called Central Mobility Hub. It's being described as San Diego's Grand Central Station. It would be located at the Navy's Old Town campus. That airport transport hub would become the region's primary transportation center, connecting all rail and bus lines and other transportation to people, jobs, and services. Congressmember Sarah Jacobs and Scott Peters worked together to get the funding in the bill.
We all know here in San Diego how important public transit is going to be able to get to the airport easier, to get through the county easier. And so I was really excited that we were able to get this funding in the bill for San Diego.
That bill would also allocate $12.5 million to the rail corridor along the Del Mar coastline. The rail line runs near cliffs that erode more each year. The project aims to move tracks away from the bluffs and stabilize them. Supervisor Jim Desmond says he prefers more money goes to that.
We should really be spending not the money on the Grand Central Station, but on rerouting these tracks that carry a lot of cargo, a lot of freight, a lot of passengers. You know, if that, those tracks fall in, all of that traffic is going to go on the I-5.
All right, that funding would also direct $20 million for a managed lanes project on Interstate 15 and State Route 78 in Escondido, $12.5 million for the state of the Otay East Port of Entry, and about $8 million to a project aimed at improving air quality from San Diego to National City. The bill has funding for 12 projects total. It still has to pass the Senate and then get signed by President Biden. In just a few weeks, every registered voter in California will get a ballot in the mail for the upcoming gubernatorial recall election. Our partners at KPBS report even with the short time frame to organize, the San Diego County Registrar of Voters feels prepared for September. The registrar has already started reaching out to poll workers and poll locations who served in the 2020 election. They're also planning on having approximately 200 super poll locations open for 4 days of voting. A political science professor at San Diego State says the date of that recall could be good and bad thing for Governor Newsom.
The biggest problem that Newsom faces is that when the recall comes, all those Republicans who are really energized, they all go out and vote, and Democrats stay home, either because they figure out I'm really not interested in this, or they actually don't realize there's a recall.
The ballot will only have 2 questions on it, a yes or no question on whether to recall Newsom. Anyone who votes yes to recall will then cast a vote from a list of candidates. All right, take a close look at this video we're about to show you. It shows 3 men who break into the DZ Aikens restaurant on Alvarado Road. This is right near where the 8 exits into Lake Murray Boulevard. An SUV drives up, then backs up to the door. That's when 3 men use a crowbar to break open the door and then disappear inside. They come out a few moments later, wheeling out the safe on a dolly. They load it into the SUV and then just take off. This burglary happened early yesterday morning. One of the men didn't cover his face and appears on camera just a few times. If you recognize him or you know anything about this robbery, call Crime Stoppers or San Diego Police.